Hello everyone, my name is Roberto Martinez. Thank you for joining me for today. And today I'm going to talk about foam rolling and how to do it and what is it. So today I'm going to say, first of all, let's say what is foam rolling. Well, actually the term is called self-myofascial release. For those that are experts out there on the medical term, sorry if I butcher this term. I'm just going to say SMR throughout the entire video. Okay, so basically what SMR does is you're basically using compression with different appliances like I have here in my right side, or foam rolls like this, and some balls. I will explain later what they each have. And you're basically just compressing the muscles. Now, with foam rolling, there are two hypotheses that claim like how it works in the body. The first one is that in our muscles, we have sensories, and one of them is called the Golgi tendon. And what the Golgi tendon does is it kind of gauges the pressure in our muscles. And so once it's activated, it kind of like loosens up the muscle, which vice versa, the muscle spindle is the one that contracts the muscle. So basically when you're doing like any type of foam rolling, it's basically you're kind of like activating the Golgi tendon to just tell the muscle, hey, relax, it's okay. That's one hypothesis. The other hypothesis is that while doing the compression, SMR, is that as you're compressing the muscle, you're kind of like creating heat and kind of like increasing blood flow to the muscle. So it's similar like warming up like in the cardio and a treadmill with the elliptical. So kind of like that. The benefits of foam rolling over like static stretching is that if done correctly with foam rolling, or AKA like SMR, is that it doesn't impede performance like static stretching does. So what I mean is like when you do foam rolling before you work out, it won't affect your performance in a negative way. And so let me show you the different kinds of foam rolling, just so you have an idea. I believe for the most common ones that people might see is this type, the foam rolling one like this. They do come in different colors. I do know the one that is, we don't have it here. I know like in the in Aldi's or in sporting goods, they will have like similar like this, but it will be all blue. That one is going to be the softest one. It will have some give when you press on it, and that's for like beginners. Over use of it though, it will tend to decompress and lose its integrity. So the average foam roll will be like the ones you see here, like the black one, like the long one, and this one. This one right here, I don't know if I can get in the camera just so you can see the difference. So this one right here is a little bit softer. You can see like if I press into it, you see the give it gives. So this will be like less advanced or less painful. Where compared to this one, I can't like compress it. It's like, it won't give. So this one will be a little bit more challenging. Now, this one right here is the most challenging one. So this one has spikes in it. So this one will really like get into the muscle, like into the deep muscle tissue and really like dig in. So you have to be pretty advanced to use this one. So I do not recommend this for like beginners. First, you want to do is use the ones like the black ones or the blue one that I mentioned, then go with this one and then with this one. So you might seen other people use like foam rolls, and some other people will use different types of balls right here, as you can see. Any ball will do. It just depends on the size and the density. So you don't really have to buy those at Walmart or Target that have that all like marketing, like, oh, designed for, you know, SMR. Like, oh, you don't have to buy fancy stuff like that. You can just get a regular, you know, softball, lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, or a baseball. So those are the most common types of balls you can use. Like I said, the difference between them is just going to be the size and the density. So with the tennis ball, you will see it does give a little bit of give. So it's going to be less painful compared to a baseball. it just doesn't give any give. So overall, the difference between the foam roll and the balls is that it's the surface area. So basically, the foam roll, as you can see, has a larger surface area, meaning it's a lot wide compared to the balls, which means that this will just target like a broad section of the muscle, whereas the balls will help pinpoint a specific part of the muscle, okay? So it's not very uncommon, for example, foam rolling your hamstring, you might not feel any like pain, but once you like, you know, incorporate one of these types of balls, then you will notice like, oh, there's a painful spot, okay? Which brings me up to my next point of view, is while doing foam rolling, or any type of SMR, is you will encounter parts of your muscle where it's like a sensible type, and you will feel kind of like pain. Well, that's called a trigger point. That's what happens. So since in our muscles, we have fascia, which is like connective tissue that holds the integrity of the muscle. Over time, overuse of using our muscles sometimes, or due to injury, sometimes those connective tissues can like adhere or like cause like them to like bunch in together and form like think of it like a scar. When you get injured, like in your skin, once you get like a cut, the connective tissue, you know, rebuilds it, tries to connect it, but you lose that elasticity and it becomes less mobile. So kind of similar to the muscle, if like you if you damage it, or like like working out. When working out, we do create some micro trauma, meaning like small tears in our muscle. So that actually also it's kind of like another injury. So basically, over time, if we don't take care of our muscles, like doing some stretching and all that stuff, well, sometimes those like connective tissue will create adhesion, so knots. And over time, in the long run, they can be painful and disrupt the integrity of the muscle to be pliable, okay? So now I'm gonna show you some common ways to use the foam rolling for specific parts of your body. So we'll start from the lower to the top. So most common way people foam roll is on the floor. If the floor is, if you feel like it's too painful, if you cannot tolerate it, you could also use an alternative, which is the wall, okay? That will put less body weight into the foam roll plus the muscle. So I'm gonna show you first on the floor, okay? So let me start with the calves. Okay, so with the calves, it's pretty simple actually. Just locate where the calf muscle is. You wanna have one leg on the ground, lift up your hips, support yourself with your upper body, and then just slowly try to find areas that are painful, okay? A common mistake that people do is to just go. So like swinging momentum, that pretty much doesn't do much. So you actually have to like relax. And once you find that tight spot, hold it there for like 6 to 30 seconds. Or once you feel like the pain is like less reduced or it's gone, okay? And again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Right now I'm doing it like basically like from a like straight line like this. You can go to the side a little bit. I don't know if you can see in the video, see my toes right here, they're pointing straight up. You can turn it inside and target like that outer part of the calf and vice versa. So normal, in, so like that, okay? If this is like too easy, you don't feel anything, what you could do is lift up this leg like this. This is a little bit more advanced and puts a little bit more pressure on the muscle, okay? So onto the hamstrings. It's the same thing, like this, for a beginner, okay? Once you feel that tension, like that spot that is like hurting, try to relax. Hold it there for about 6 to 30 seconds or until the pain is gone. Once the pain is gone, move to the other area, okay? So nice and slow, like this. Like I said, don't go too fast, like this. Okay? Nice and slow. Relax, like that. Okay? Just with the cap I said, you can turn like a little bit out like this to target the outside of the hamstring. Okay? Or the inside. Okay? To target the inside of our thighs, have the palm like in a diagonal way. Put it in your inner thigh and foremost. Same basic principles. Okay? There's a tight spot, hold it 6 to 30 seconds. Okay? And move on. Okay? Make sure if you do one side, you do the other one. Okay? Even if you just feel like one side has trigger points, the other one may have like a latent or a hidden trigger point, because remember that both legs are synergistic to each other. Okay? All right? Okay. So for your hips, a common one is like the outer hip. Sometimes people develop tight muscle in that area. So what you can do is lean to the side, have one leg, so in this case the left leg will cross over to the right like this, okay? And that will turn like the outer part of your hip, which I'm saying like your butt, okay? Like this, okay? Same thing, feel the trigger point folded. Once it's like lessens the pain, then try it again and move on, okay? Same like this, okay? Same thing with the balls. There's nothing special with it too. As you can see, I can do it with the hamstring, okay? Obviously, since this is more specific, more dense, it's more advanced, okay? So it's gonna put more compression on your muscles, okay? All right? Yep. As you can see, the outer part of my hip, I'm doing it, okay? And just hold it there, one more little bit, like that. And just for demonstration purposes, I'm not gonna do the other side, but remember to do both sides, okay? So, next part of the change, now that I talk about the hips, is the lower back. There's a lot of controversy about whether or not to foam roll the lower back. It depends, really. If you have severe like lower back, then obviously you won't be able to foam roll because it will just be too painful, okay? Also, one of the reasons why personal trainers or even physical therapists will say don't foam roll your lower back, it's dangerous, it's counterintuitive, is because most problems for non-specific lower pain I'm talking about, which means like you have lower back pain, but there's no like it's an unknown cause. That there's no one cause of it. Okay, so basically, if people have that type of non-specific lower back pain, is because that since we often in this society we often sit too much, and then we develop certain muscles that are just too tight, and some of the muscles like our hip flexors, our outer part of the hip, our hamstring, those are also connected to the spine. So again, if the muscle is connected to the tendon is connected to the bone. So if the muscle is tense, it shortens, that will pull on the tendon, and the tendon will pull on the bone, okay? So that's where people will have issues. So let's say, for example, if you have tight hip flexors, your hip flexors are connected to your pelvis and to your vertebrae. What that will do is when they contract, imagine this is your pelvis, okay? This is the front side. It will pull it forward, okay, like this. Vice versa, if your hamstrings are tight, it will kind of like posterior tilt, make your back flatter, okay? And for some people, that can cause low back pain too, okay? So for the front, it will be like this, so you will notice like people will have like that, okay? If they have tight like hip flexors. If they have like severe tight hamstrings, it will be like, and see how my back like rounds, okay? So both extreme cases can cause lower back problems. So basically what I'm trying to say is, just because you have lower back pain doesn't necessarily mean that that's the cause, okay? It's just a symptom of other causes, okay? So it could be your hamstrings are too tight, your hip flexors are too tight, or your other hips are just too tight, or it can be tight and it can be weak at the same time, because remember, our outer hips stabilize our pelvis, okay? And of course, our pelvis is connected to our lower back. So everything has a chain effect, okay? So if one thing is hurting, it will affect the other parts, okay? So also another why it's controversial to form your lower back is because most people will do it kind of the wrong way. Since we have a normal arch in our lower back, if you put the femoral like kind of like, imagine I'm on the floor and I have a natural curve, and you put the femoral like this, since it's a delicate part, your lower back muscles are gonna go like, oh, like they're just gonna be shocked, and they're just gonna be so scared that they're just gonna tighten up. And since they're connected to the, like I said, to the vertebrae, they're just gonna pull that vertebrae, okay? And the bones could potentially like touch a nerve, and that's where you can feel like that sharp stabbing pain, okay? So that's in this case really bad, okay? So you don't want to like directly put the femoral like this and have it arch and then start foam rolling, okay? So basically, let's just say for that person that doesn't have tight hips, doesn't have tight hamstrings, they're good at their hips. There is one way you can foam roll your lower back, and I will show you. It's a muscle called the quadratus lumborum, okay? That can be tight. So what you can do to foam roll that is, okay, so I don't know if you can see that far, but I'm doing my best. So right here, you can see my arm. That's where my spine is, where it is. I'm gonna be like tilting like at a 45 degree, okay? So the foam is not gonna be directly into my spine, okay? It'll be like this, okay? And then you can slowly foam roll that area, okay? All right. And you can do the other part. Okay. So I'll show them better just to demonstrate what I was doing. So it's not like this. I was more like into the side and like this. Okay, so you see the formula wasn't touching my like where my spine is, okay? It was at the side. So basically, just to sum it up, is the reason why some people don't want you to foam your lower back is because that's most likely not the issue. It's going to be more like in the hips and the hamstrings. And in most cases, that will alleviate the lower back pain. Also strengthening the core, like doing planks, side planks, that will also help lessen the lower back. So those are the first solutions to alleviating lower back pain. And then if that fails, which is rare cases that I can experience with, then you can foam roll like I show you to the side for your lower back, okay? So let's move on to, we did the lower back, let's do the upper back. So with the upper back, you can put it directly, okay? There's no issue with it, okay? So what I mean by that is, so right here, my upper back, try like hugging yourself, okay? And then just start foam rolling, okay? Like that. okay? And based on experience, if you notice, like if you go lower, it will just get so painful, okay? So that's like your cue, your body, so your body is guiding you where to foam roll, okay? So just listen to your body, okay? You never want to feel a sharp pain, okay? It should feel like how do I describe it? Well, it's painful, but in a good way, okay? And you know you're doing it right if you feel less pain and you're able to be like more limber, okay? So just like I said, I'm doing right now, I'm like, like this plane, you can turn your body sideways and work at a different angle, okay? Just like that, okay? For your chest and shoulders and bicep, you can do it like this, same concept. You lean like this and like that. People might think like, oh, this is too dangerous. That's where like my heart, my lungs are. Don't worry, we have a rib cage that protects it. So all the delicate organs are encaged in the rib cage. Okay. However, if you are a person that has severe osteoporosis, then you shouldn't probably. I don't recommend doing foam rolling. Okay. Or if you have like delicate organs, you want to make sure you want to talk to your doctor whether or not if foam rolling is suitable for you. Okay. Me personally, I don't use the foam roll for for my chest or shoulders. I'll basically use a ball like this and use the wall. Okay, and then I will just start foam rolling because again, and this is like a large surface area for me. This is more narrow, less broad, which helps me more like have a better control over the weight and everything. So just imagine this is the wall, okay? And I'm just leaning and then, just using my body to roll. So that will be my chest. And you can do the shoulder. You can go to the side and do the side down, okay? So basically that is a general view about what is SMR. And it's just another type of, think of it as like another flexibility exercise, like your static stretching, your dynamic stretching, your PNF stretching, which stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, where you have another partner like stretch you out, and then you contract and do those over and over. So again, it's just a different type of flexibility type exercise just to relieve tight muscles, okay? So thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, I work at the Hammond campus in the front desk from Monday to Friday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. So thank you all for joining and have a great day.